Hey, beautiful souls. Welcome back to Rabbi Unfolded, the space where we celebrate flavors, stories, and the little joys that connects us to home. Today, we're taking a delicious trip to the vibrant streets of Cameroon, right from my own kitchen. Picture it. The night is alive with music and chatter. Smoke from roadside grills fills the air, and the irresistible aroma of pork and plantain drifts through the crowd. That's the magic we're creating together. So let's unfold the mouth-watering journey. Have you ever been hit by a craving so strong that it takes you thousands of miles back home? The other day, I sat here far away from Cameroon and suddenly, I could almost smell it, the aroma of our famous late-night street food. The sound of people chatting by the roadside bars, music floating in the air, motorbikes passing by, and right there on the grills, pork and plantain, sizzling and calling my name. This is the magic of Cameroonian nights. Street corners come alive as the sun sets. Vendors set up their grills. Smoke rises into the evening sky, and the scent of perfectly spiced pork blends with the sweet smell of ripe plantains roasting. It's more than just food. It's a whole vibe. People gather to unwind after a long day. Laughter, music, and that irresistible aroma. It's like the heartbeat of home. But here's the thing, I'm not in Cameroon, yet the craving wouldn't let me go. Then I saw my cousin's status. There it was, a plate of golden plantain and crispy pork shining like a challenge. I told myself, you know what? I might be far from home, but nothing's stopping me from bringing a piece of Cameroon right here in my kitchen. When that craving wouldn't leave, I told myself, why wait until I'm in Cameroon again? I can bring Cameroon to me. So off to the market I went. I picked up fresh pork, already sliced into medium chunks, just like the vendors use. Back home, the pork is usually cut in large pieces, marinated, parboiled, then sliced small and fried. I decided to give my own twist. Alongside the pork, I got other necessary ingredients to get this my craving to my kitchen. As I go through the recipe or how to prepare this Cameroonian street food, I would let you know what ingredients I used and we'll follow the process together. So if you want to see how this Cameroonian street food of pork and plantain is made in my own kitchen, please stay tuned as I work you along the process. Before diving into this delicious Cameroonian street food treat, I first prepared and cleaned my cooking space because a neat kitchen is always the best way to start. I began with the fresh vegetables. I thoroughly washed my green bell pepper and sliced it into medium-sized chunks, setting it aside. Next came the leeks. I cut the white base into medium slices. Then sliced the vibrant green tops and set them aside too. Then I followed with some fresh parsley. I had them finely sliced and set aside. Next, I washed my green onions, had them neatly chopped and ready to go. Then I set them aside too. Then came the onions, peeled and sliced and set aside too. And finally, a few cloves of garlic, peeled, washed, and left whole for now. Once everything was prepped, I placed all those bright greens together on one tray. Just look at the burst of colors. With the vegetables ready, I set up my blender and combined every sliced ingredient. This fragrant mixture will become the heart of our dish, the classic Cameroonian green spice blend that gives plantain street food its signature flavor. On the side, I prepared my dried seasonings, a pinch of ground black pepper, a touch of white pepper, some dried thyme, dried bay leaves, and a blend of general dried seasonings, not forgetting a sprinkle of salt and some Maggi to taste. I poured the freshly blended green spices into a pot, keeping a little aside for later and making sure I poured some water in my blender. Give it a quick rinse to take out all the spice from the blender. And then I added the black and white pepper, the dried herbs and spices, and some salt and Maggi to taste. I also added a drizzle of canola oil to the pot. I gave everything a good stir so the flavors could mingle beautifully. Then covered the pot and let it cook, slowly releasing that irresistible Cameroonian aroma. And voila, that's a flavorful green base, ready to bring authentic street food magic to our plantain dish. While the green vegetables slowly cooked away, I turned my attention to the pork. I washed the meat and placed it in a pot, then went back to check on the green spices, bubbling gently, releasing a rich emerald hue. That aroma kept rising, teasing my senses and letting me know I was on the right track. I covered the pot and began marinating the pork. Into the pot went sliced onions, leeks, fresh parsley, and a handful of my ground spices, black pepper, white pepper, and a touch of those vibrant green vegetables I saved earlier. I sprinkled in the dried seasonings and the remaining green blend, then gave everything a generous stir so every piece of pork was coated in flavor. I covered the pot and let the magic begin. Back to the greens. Just one look told me everything was ready. Thick, fragrant, and bursting with color. I closed the pot and checked on the pork, already tender, boiling beautifully, filling the kitchen with an irresistible aroma. I covered it once more and let it cook gently for about 15 to 20 minutes until everything was perfectly infused. Now for the fun twist. Traditionally in Cameroon, the pork would be deep fried. But today, I chose to air fry to let the excess fat drain while keeping all that juicy flavor. Piece by piece, the pork turned a crispy golden brown, still wonderfully tender inside. When I lifted it from the air fryer, it was juicy, glistening, and perfectly squishy. A sight worth savoring. While the remaining pieces crisped up, I peeled my ripe plantains, cutting them into chunky slices, not too small, just right for that signature street food bite. I heated vegetable oil and fried the plantain until they reached a rich golden brown. Their sweet aroma mingling with the scent of pork and green spice was irresistible. Once done, I set the plantain aside. so breathtakingly beautiful, each piece glowing like sunshine on a plate. For the grand finale, I heated a little oil and gently fried some sliced onions until fragrant. I added a scoop of the green spice blend, stirring until it sizzled with flavor. And then added the air-fried pork and stirred, followed by the golden plantains. A final spoonful of green spice went in, and I stirred everything together as the colors and aroma merged into a rich, irresistible medley. This Cameroonian street food is meant to be slightly dry, perfect for picking up with a toothpick and enjoying bite by bite. I served it in a beautiful dish, prepped the dining table for my family, and stepped back to partake in the feast. To complete the moment, just like back home, I poured a chilled malt beverage into a tall glass. Its coldness is just the perfect finish to this warm, hearty meal. And with the first sip and the very first bite, that craving was fully, blissfully satisfied. As I enjoyed every bite, something struck me. Sometimes we crave not just food, but home, memories, and the feeling of belonging. And sometimes we think we have to wait, or that distance will stop us. But no, you can create that joy wherever you are. There's a saying, God helps those who help themselves. If you take that first step, whether it's cooking a dish from home or chasing a dream, doors would open. If you stay still, nothing changes. So give yourself that gentle push. Create the moment you miss. Bring a piece of home to where you are. Thank you for sharing this little Cameroonian night with me. If this video inspired you, give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who loves authentic flavors, and subscribe to Rabi Unfolded for more journeys of food, culture, and life inspiration. Let's keep unfolding those beautiful layers, one recipe, one story at a time. Cheers.